Hi, Emma at Gorgeous Alpacas here. Today we're going to look at a beginner level crochet scarf that we do. Here it is. This is in Speckledy Gold, which is a wool that is actually in the natural colours of grey or dark grey, brown and white alpacas all spun together and then overlaid with the colour gold. So you get really almost a tweedy experience. It's not one colour. We've got 5 or 6 of these sparkly colours. So we're going to look at how we start this and how we do the main knitting, and then on a separate video we're going to show a method, although there's several, of making the tassels. So that's it. As usual, we're going to do it in one of our neutral colours because obviously it's easier to see. The first thing we do is we chain 22. So we're going to take the start of the wool and we're going to wrap it round and wrap it round into a circle and then bring the working yarn underneath into the middle. We pop our crochet hook. We're using a size 5, but as with crochet it's quite flexible which hook you use. It would just make the yarn size, the stitch size different. So we're using a size 5 crochet hook here. So we've done a slip knot and then we're literally going to crochet 22 stitches. Going to chain 22 stitches. So with crochet you don't count the slip knot and you don't count the piece on the working yarn, so we need to chain 22. We're actually going to, that's for the pattern, we're actually going to chain 12 because we're going to do a miniature one today, so we can not waste too much of your time. So let's bring it in to show you more closely. So how you hold the yarn is and indeed the hook is up to you, but we've got our working yarn, which is this one here. And then we're going to go bring the yarn over the back to the front, use the hook to bring that through. So that's one chain on top of, I think, the 4 we've already done. Keep them super loose. When I first started, I used to try and make them really neat and tidy, but actually you need them to be loose because if they're tight at the bottom, you're going to end up with the start of the piece being slightly narrow because there's no stretch, whereas here you can see the stretch. So what we do is we make these lovely and loose, and you don't have to worry if they're a bit uneven because it'll all be taken up by the next stitch. So run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not including the working yarn, 8, 9, round the back, over the top, 10, 11, 12. Now we're going to go for in British terminology, we're going to start putting a triple crochet into every chain starting from the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, so the 3rd chain is this one here. 1, 2, 3, because we're not counting the working yarn. So for a triple, we're going to do yarn over. 1, 2, put your hook through that 1st chain. Bring the yarn over. You've got 3 strands on your hook. Yarn over. Come through the first 2, and now you've got 2. Yarn over through the second 2. Now you've got 2. So then we're going to do the next triple in the next chain. So yarn over into the next chain, and then yarn over to the next chain, yarn over, 3 on the hook, yarn over through 2, 2 on the hook, yarn over through 2, 1 on the hook, yarn over into the next chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and we're going to continue like this all the way to the end. through the chain, bring the yarn back through the hoop. That's 3 on. Go through 2, yarn over, through 2. Let's do it again. Yarn over, through the hook, through the loop, put the yarn on the hook, back through. We've got 3 strands. Yarn round, through 2, yarn round, through 2. Let's go again. Yarn round, through the chain, back through the loop, back through the chain. We could even say yarn over, through 2, yarn over, through 2. Just getting myself some more wool. Okay, so yarn over, through the chain. Now I did these a little tight at the start, which is bad, but good to show you the reason not to do it like that. Pull through, yarn over, through the last 2, and we've just got the last one. Yarn over, through the next chain, yarn over, got 3 on the hook, go through 2, yarn over. Okay, so we've got one last one. Yarn over, through the chain, bring the hook back through, 3 on the hook, through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So we've done our first row. It's always quite curly at the start of the first row, and that's fine. That's how it is. It will straighten out as we go. Okay, so we've done however wide our scarf is to be, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to chain 2. So round the hook, through, that's 1, round the hook, through, that's 2. This first chain is going to count as our first treble on every row. So we are now going to do trebles through the gaps in between the trebles and the previous row. So often when you're crocheting, you'll be crocheting into the chain at the top, but we're actually going to go in the gaps below. So yarn over, we're going to find the first gap, which is between there, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and again round the hook, through the gap between. So we've done this hole here. It's very simple stitching because you don't have to try and get it into the top. You're literally going for the big hole, which is the one between each treble, round the hook. Okay, so this is the stitch the whole way through, and we're going to go round the hook, through the next hole, through between the next 2 trebles, round, 3 on the hook, round the hook, go through those 2, round the hook, through the treble, middle of the trebles, back through the loop, got 3 on the hook, yarn over, through the first 2, yarn over, through the final 2. Then we're going to keep going to the end. Because there's only 12, I'm just going to do it for those of you that have literally never crocheted before. I would just say for the total beginners, you really need to make sure that you've got plenty of wool, that you're pulling it out. We always take ours from the middle, which is a choice because it stops the ball from rolling, but if you took it from the outside, you'd still have the same issue, that you need to make sure you've got lots of wool out so that the wool is from the ball is not creating tension that you don't need. So I've got round the hook, through the treble, between the trebles, bring the yarn back through with the hook, 3 on the hook, round the hook, through 2, got 2 on the hook, round the hook, bring it all the way through. So let's just go to the end, got 3 on the hook, put that round, 2 on the hook, round, through 3 on the hook. Let's go. The first row, as I said, they're quite curly, so they kind of curl around on each other. 3 on the hook, round the loop, round the hook, through 2, round the hook, through 2, and we've got 1 more to go. If you just see here, you can see you've got the chain, you've got the last treble, but you've also got the chain at the start, which if you remember I said you always go through that counts as the first. So we go round, let's do that last, and then we'll just set up the next row. It's the same stitch throughout, so we don't need to show you all of that. We're going to turn around, turn the work round, and we're going to chain 2. So round the hook, pull it through, chain 1, round the hook, pull it 2. So then round the hook, and you're going to go between the first and the second treble, and at the end, if you remember, we chained, will have chained at the start of that, and you make sure that you're going between, that's the last treble and that's the chain that you started the previous row of, and you've got to make sure you put that one in, and that's how you go right through to the end. We're going to do the tassels separately. That's how it looks. We're going to do the tassels separately, and that's actually the right way around. Not that there is, but that shows you how the crochet would look. We're going to show you the tassels on a separate video now. Thank you.